All right, I'm here with Joe, Micela, and Sarah Robles, Olympic lifting coaches and Olympic lifting athletes. And I don't mean the kind that we call Olympic lifting in CrossFit, but true Olympians. Welcome to the SICest of the Southwest SICFit competition.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
What are you guys doing here?
Well, we wanted to be a part of this great event here and to help out with the Olympic lifting portion of the WOD for tomorrow. We're going to be sounding off the 3, 2, 1, go, and just giving all the competitors, support, in this event.
Joe, how long have you been coaching Olympic weightlifting for?
I've been coaching Olympic weightlifting since about 1999, where I really get involved in it. I was a wrestler at Arizona State University, and I studied exercise science, strength and conditioning. And I got done with my degree, and I got heavy into Olympic weightlifting because after I got done wrestling, I wanted just to pursue something else competitive. At first, I thought I was going to be the athlete, but then I got very lucky with a couple of athletes that were working with me and training alongside me, and then they just started doing really, really well. So I kind of retired as a weightlifter and pursued coaching, and those athletes went on to junior world level, Pan American level, and they just kept going. I started finding more athletes and getting them going, and then I found Sarah in 2008. But before that, I had athletes that we just found here in Arizona from other sports that were diamonds in the rough, and we started taking them to medaling at junior national meets, senior national meets in America, the American Open, and then obviously the World Championships. We started having athletes, and then Sarah in 2008, she took us a silver medal at the Junior World Championships, and then most recently she was on the 2012 Olympic team where she finished 7th at the Olympics.
Sarah, for the fans at home who may not know a little bit about your background, did you find Olympic weightlifting first, or did you find Joe? How did that work?
I found Olympic weightlifting first. I was competing in track and field first, and my throwing coach introduced me to weightlifting and had me participate in a few local competitions unwillingly, and I ended up enjoying it. and then I decided that I wanted to participate in it full time when I got into college, and I came out here to ASU and I met Joe. And so I've been full-time weightlifting since 2009, but I met Joe in 2008 and really got my career started.
Sarah, that's the infectious smile that all of us saw from home watching you. You were the highest placed American in all of the weightlifting portion, correct?
That is definitely correct. I was the highest placing American athlete at the Olympic Games in weightlifting.
She also was the only American weightlifter to make personal records. She snatched 120 kilos, 264 pounds. She clean and jerked 145 kilos, like 317 for her personal record total. 265 kilos, which was 7 kilos more than she did at the Olympic trials back in March. It was a big time. It was only the second heaviest total ever by a woman in North America. At 265, she's chasing 3-time Olympian and American record holder Shirley. She's chasing pretty much all of her accomplishments, but especially we're chasing her American records, which are in our sights, and that's a goal that we have in the next couple of years, and to make a second Olympic team and to medal at the World Championships. It's definitely a doable thing. She'll be one of the first Americans in over about 8 years to medal at a World Championships if she accomplishes it.
Joe, we can see the professionalism in both of you at the USAW, and you can see the explosion of CrossFit. Where do you see these two merging? Maybe not now, but in the next few years. How close will these two sports become?
I hope they can have a better relationship. I know a couple years ago with one of our former CEOs, we had a joint competition up in Colorado Springs. I think there can be a good relationship between USA Weightlifting and CrossFit in terms of better coaching and better understanding of the Olympic lifts that could be implemented in CrossFit WODs, and then setting up some type of talent identification system so that athletes in CrossFits around America that are showing talent that can be channeled through a pipeline system of talent identification, that we then can find the next, Olympic caliber athlete, that can come into our ranks. I think there's a good relationship between the both, that we can help you in education, we can help you in programming, we can help you in the technical assessment of the movements, and then we can use you guys in terms of numbers, and getting that exposure out there. Because, if you asked me 8 years ago or 5 years ago if something like this I thought could have happened, I would say you're crazy. But then the last couple of years especially, it just is ballooned up, and we've seen a lot of coaches that have jumped on with CrossFit, a lot of high-level Olympic weightlifting coaches. Obviously, you guys are very familiar with Mike Bergner. Mike and I are friends, and we go back many, many years. His son Casey and one of my athletes are the same age, and we've been on many international trips together. But, he started telling me back several years ago, hey, this is going to be big. And I was just like, I was like, oh, you're right, you think it's going to be huge? And he's like, yeah, they're very passionate people. And everything I've seen from CrossFitters has been that passion, has been that eagerness to want to learn and get better. And both our communities have to share and lean on each other for that.
Sarah, you just placed 5th in Russia. Let's talk about something a little bit more fun. What was your favorite thing to eat while you were there? Maybe something that you've never had before, or something that nobody has even ever had before. Anything Russian that fans might want to know that you tried?
Well, I was in Russia recently for the President's Cup, and we definitely tried some new food. I can't remember what it's called. I think we had a shashlak, whatever that is, but it was a chicken and vegetable thing. It wasn't too adventurous, but I also had beef stroganoff, which is a lot better tasting in Russia than it is out of a box that I've had here.
Don't try the pepper-flavored vodka. Don't do it.
Too spicy.
Oh, my God.
It's dangerous.
It was dangerous. That was not good.
Now, Sarah, have you done any CrossFit workouts? And if you have, do you have a favorite, or do you really just like watching some of the CrossFit athletes? Tell us about your CrossFit experience.
Honestly, I don't think I could survive a CrossFit workout.
You did
But actually I did. Okay, so we were at East Valley CrossFit, and I participated in one of their events. It was snatch, clean and jerk, and workout of the day, which was box jumps, pull-ups, and kettlebell swings. And I made it through 2 of them until I got the pull-ups, and I could not make the pull-up to save my life. It was a horribly embarrassing and humbling event. But overall, I ended up winning thanks to my Olympic weightlifting background. But it was fun, and the other experiences I've had with CrossFit are just coming in and trying to teach classes. And I'm thankful that CrossFit's out there giving opportunities to us Olympic athletes, because it's harder for us with our schedule to be able to get employment and to understand, for our employers to understand what we go through and what we're doing. So I appreciate the opportunities that we have to be able to teach CrossFit athletes how to lift better.
Joe, we have almost 80 total CrossFits here in Arizona, one of the baddest states in all of the Southwest to compete. You're a local guy here. You teach a Olympic lifting class at the local junior college at Mesa. Tell us how fans, folks, anybody who wants to learn from someone like yourself can get a hold of you.
Well, yeah, I teach Olympic weightlifting class at Mesa Community College, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It's been a great introduction for a lot of people to get involved in the technical aspects of Olympic weightlifting. We've had probably about 60% of the class is actually CrossFitters that come into it. Another way is obviously coming into my gym, Performance One Advanced Sports Training in Mesa, www.performance1.net, or give me a call at 480-813-5477. We train everybody. I train little kids to 60-year-old lifters. One of our lifters who's 60 years old competed at the Masters World Championships and took a 3rd place. He clean and jerked 245 pounds at 60 years of age. You know what I mean? So, it doesn't matter if it's a little kid. We've had, 11 years old, 9-year-olds. I train anybody. If it's a power lifter, if it's a CrossFitter, anyone who wants to learn the movements, who's passionate, I'll train anybody. There's, some people, have certain preferences. They won't train kids. They won't train older athletes. They won't train girls. But as long as you show me passion, desire, I'll train you. And we would love to have anybody that comes down and teach them technique and just get better. And we've had a lot of CrossFitters that come down, and like I said, from a variety of gyms that have learned from us and take our skill sets and gone on to help them with their WODs and their programs. And now we're starting to get more of the affiliates in Arizona that have had their instructors come and take our USAW certification. I'm also the lead instructor for the state of Arizona. We don't have one on the calendar yet, but there will be one in January for our USAW Level 1 certification. Just with the Olympics and then our trip to Russia, we've had to put a couple things on the back burner, but starting in 2013, we have 3 a year for USAW Level 1 certifications.
Well, as an American, an Arizonan, and a CrossFitter, we thank you very much for all that you do. We look forward to watching you both in the next 4 years, and we wish you the greatest career possible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Lean forward and make sure you speak into it. It didn't match.
Just lean in.
What's up, SICest? I am here with some Arizonan locals here. Peter Edgid, Amy Barenzi, that's a hard one for me here, and Will Trujillo. Welcome, guys. This is CrossFit Fury, the bomb squad, probably with more experience than any other team and any other individuals, not only here in Arizona, but in the entire Southwest. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
I've been a huge fan since I first started CrossFitting. I've watched your entire track record, Pete. I've watched you compete at the local competitions, at the intermediate ones, and all the way up to the games. You made the games in 07, 08, 09, 2010, and then you went team 2011, 2012. Your feet have touched the floor every single year of the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
What on earth do you want to do in 2013?
I want to be back on the floor as an individual this year. Those 2 years off made me really appreciate the importance of being an individual competitor, and I'm focused and determined to get there again this year.
What's different?
Better training partners, better training, more thought into what we're doing, just more focus, more intense, more desire than anything else.
Amy, I've been a fan since I've come out to Fury and trained with you guys. When I first met you, I think you were coming off of the Globo Gym training. I just saw you compete a couple weeks ago down in Tucson. and my jaw was down to my neck. What on earth is going on with you, and how have these last 2 years been in your training and your desire to compete at the CrossFit Games?
Obviously joining Pete at CrossFit Fury, and just I've always been a competitive person, so joining him and getting his training and his coaching has just been huge. Really fueled me, and I realized I was pretty good at it, so that kind of just, fueled my competitive edge, and, Will joining, and we have some strong girls that push me, Dina and Britt, and they've just all pushed me to keep going and want to keep going and get to the games every year.
Awesome. And Will, I think most people know who you are, but if you don't, Will had probably one of the best snatches in the Southwest region. He went all the way through the ladder, and if you don't remember, he had probably the best white shorts anybody's ever worn at a competition level. Will, you've been competing now in CrossFit at CrossFit Fury for almost 3 years? Almost 3 years. You have an Olympic weightlifting background from your days playing football in high school and your dad coaching you?
I played football in college and a really awful Olympic lifting background that Pete and some of the other guys around the valley have really helped clean up. So I owe them a lot. The technique from 2 years ago to this year is night and day, and that's been the difference between 205 and 255.
And you also went on the team the last 2 years. What are your goals for 2013?
I don't know, individual or team, just no matter, every competition I go in, I know that I just have the burning desire to win, whether it's individually or team, and I'll kind of make that choice when it comes up. Because I remember last year I talked about being individual, and then had some teammates help convince me that it would be a good experience to be on the team, and so I can't really predict one day to the next one I'm going to be doing.
How many regional qualifiers could you plan on having this year, Pete?
Definitely a team, and hopefully 3 individuals. 2 or 3 individuals, yeah. Wait. Going to regionals or going to the game? I'm sorry.
Making regionals.
Anyone who tries. Now I got to ask you a business question. You guys are opening one of the, if not the largest CrossFit in the Southwest, 15,000 square feet. Pete, I've seen you expand year after year. What is your vision for CrossFit Fury and the Bomb Squad moving into these 15,000 square feet? I need to have a facility where we can train games level athletes and somebody brand new to CrossFit at the same time, and to stay on the cutting edge of CrossFit, the competition. I think your business just needs to continue to grow with it. The changes we see at the CrossFit Games, we need to mimic those changes with our business model. We need to continue to grow to keep up, because these guys who are winning it are having a big advantage on us, and so we need to find another way to keep up with them until we win it.
Excellent. Well, we definitely wish you the best of luck with that. Amy, you are a single mom of 2 kids?
No, I'm married.
Oh, you are married.
Yeah, married.
Sorry.
My husband might get a little upset with that comment.
Happily married with 2 kids. We'll have to go back to my writers on that one. Amy, we have seen you change so much. You are a full-time coach now at Fury. What is your vision as you look into the future, and maybe not necessarily on a competitive stage, but just on a personal level, telling everybody out there sort of, that knows a little bit about you, where do you go from here?
I'm going to keep competing. I love competing. I really have fun with it. I'm very realistic, knowing that given that I am a mom and I'm a mother first, that I don't think I can put the individual training in to be an individual athlete, which I'm okay with. I have so much fun with the team, and obviously my family comes first, so that's what I got to do. So I kind of see tomorrow as my regional. I've qualified 2 years in a row, but never gone as an individual. Hopefully we'll qualify this year, probably go as a team. So I look tomorrow as kind of my regionals, and I'm excited about it. So.
Now, the grand prize for individual is $3,000. What was the first thing you would do with that if you won tomorrow, Will?
Buy Pete a beer.
Thanks, man.
I get nothing?
You might get some chocolate, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'll take a chocolate. That's my beer.
What about you?
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Buy some for the gym,
He always does.
Yeah.
Maybe some new hair products.
There we go.
You heard it here first, guys. CrossFit Fury, the Bomb Squad, Amy, Will, and Pete. Look for these guys not only tomorrow, but throughout the existence of CrossFit and the CrossFit Games competition. Thank you, guys. We wish you the best of luck. We look forward to watching you tomorrow.
Thank you, Luke.
are we rolling?
Nice and comfy.
We're rolling here.
Right now?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. Let me get my my real shirt on.
What's up, SICest? Here we are with two beasts. I can say that because I've seen them both compete, and they're definitely beasts. You can see Danny is already sweating, so he's taking his outer layer off so he can get prepared for the interview. I'm here with Danny Nichols and Colin Jenkins. Gentlemen, welcome to streaming live, SICest of the Southwest. You guys are both competing tomorrow as individuals. Let's take it a step back before we get into that and ask you, how on earth did you guys get here to Scottsdale? You both left your homes, some of you girlfriends, your affiliates, and now you're stationed in Scottsdale. How did that happen?
Well, you want to start?
Yeah, all right. Well, James Fitzgerald was programming for me for my team at TJ's Gym in Northern California. And after the CrossFit Games, where we got 6th, I decided I wanted to go individual, and at that point he asked me if I wanted to move out and train with him, under him, in Scottsdale to become an individual athlete.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much the same with me. I was training in Ventura, my affiliate West Coast Strength Conditioning. I've been training with James for the past 2.5 or 3 years off and on, and I got 7th in regionals, and this year is the year I really wanted to push it, so I wanted to train full-time, and this opportunity presented itself, and there's no better way to get better than to be training full-time outside of where you work and focusing on getting one goal done.
And Colin, for the people at home who may not know, you are an affiliate owner.
Yep.
You left your affiliate, you moved out here, you got an apartment. You don't have a bunk bed with him, but almost.
Yeah, we're working on
what
that.
exactly is going on? I mean, that's a pretty big commitment for somebody to pack everything up and decide to come out here. Not only must you have faith in your own personal training and your experience, but also in James as well.
Yeah, well, the good thing at home is that we have a great staff of coaches that I could trust to, run the gym and coach and do a great job, which they've been doing. And then it's just about pursuing a dream. And, you got to make kind of cuts and losses and gains where you need. And coming out here to train under a coach who's going to help a bunch, and just to be able to focus training full time, I had to make that happen if I wanted to make it to the games this year.
And that is the goal, nothing short, right?
No, nothing short of first.
So have you set a time, like, a year, 2 years? What is your goal? Just not even thinking about it just till you get to the games?
Yeah, just taking a month-to-month basis. But realistically, just seeing how the season pans out and seeing what happens, and then kind of figuring things out from there.
All right, Danny, let's talk tomorrow. We've got workout 1A. First of all, programming for the SICest of the Southwest was done by Nate Schrader, who is another friend and follower of James Fitzgerald. And Danny, if these workouts weren't written just for you, I don't know what they were. Workout 1A, ground to overhead. Can you tell fans out there what to expect?
Well, I'm going to win. That's the first thing they can expect, and then probably do all the weight that you guys offer.
Okay, we got a number on that. What's the max weight? We'll get that in a second. All right, part 2, 2K row. What is your best personal time on the 2K row?
6:28. But I won't be doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I blew up bad for about 20 minutes afterward.
Yeah. And burpee over rower, the first of its kind as far as I know. Have you had any experience with the burpee over rower?
Just a little bit, practicing. And it felt really good. But I didn't row the 2K first. So it might be a little different, huh?
and Colin, what about you?
Looking to be top 5 on all 3 parts of that workout, the row, burpee, and clean and jerk. So.
Yeah, much experience with the watt bike?
Yeah, a lot of experience with the watt bike. It feels, I like the watt bike.
PT,
yeah.
So we get to ride it a lot.
Yeah.
For an hour here and there.
You guys spending a lot of time together, obviously. You guys have become pretty good friends. Tell us about that relationship and how you guys are working off of each other to become better athletes.
Well, as far as training together when we got here, we both, he's a big version of me. We're very similar in our strengths and our weaknesses. He might be more exaggerated on one end of the spectrum than I am because he's Danny. But what we need to work on is pretty much the same. we're both working on breathing better. We're both working on endurance. We're both working on refining our technique and skills through those. And so a lot of our training looks very similar, and it's kind of fun to kind of go back and forth with each other and talk and see what we're doing to get better, because we both have that goal of getting more towards that endurance spectrum. So it's helped a lot.
Let's talk nutrition for some of the guys out there who may be new to CrossFit or new to SICest. Danny, do you know how many calories a day you consume?
No, I don't worry about it. I just eat when I'm hungry and I eat clean.
Okay. Colin?
A lot, probably 4,000 to 5,000 calories. I just had 2 gelato milkshakes before I got here. Hamburger, we got some fries. Honestly, we train a lot and we're fairly lean, so calories, the more usually is the better.
Any weighing and measuring?
No. Just making sure we have enough.
Well, you do know you had 2 shakes, though.
And I had 2 shakes. Well, because they got the wrong flavor, so they brought me another one.
And he had it. And I had 0 shakes, by the way.
He's actually a little cleaner in terms of his food.
Yeah.
To be a little leaner.
To slim down.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any kind of competitive sort of push in terms of who's going to win tomorrow, and if that person does not win, who's going to come in second, and what that person has to buy?
Well, not really to that extent to this workout, but we have our own little competition in the gym, and I'd like to say I'm already up to 3-0 on him.
Yep.
Just little workouts that we thought we were really similar in, that we both argued that we could win. And one of them is SICest of the Southwest. We agreed on that before knowing the workouts. And I don't think we've discussed what the winner gets, or the loser loses.
No. Looking at some of the other athletes out there, outside of you two guys that are coming here to compete this weekend, who would you like to watch? Who are you going to keep your eye on? Who are you going to watch out for?
I'm going to watch out for Colin Jenkins.
Well, I'm obviously going to watch out for Danny, but no, I mean, I'm from the Southern California region, and I think the best or the top-rated Southern California regional is Ryan Fischer. That's out here. So I'd like to see, how he does, see where he's training at. There's a couple of really top guys, and he's one of them.
And I'm so new to it as an individual. I just started competing that I don't even really know anybody. I asked Colin, who these people are. So I'm just going to go out there and do my best for me and just see how the cards fall.
And let's talk about that for a second, Danny. 2 years, CrossFit Games on the team, TJ's gym.
Yeah.
Made the move to come down here and train with James Fitzgerald. And now you're going individual.
Yes.
Tell us how that sort of mindset needs to shift and what you have to do to think more about yourself only and not the other 4 or 5 people on your team.
Well, as far as, communication and training, it's much easier because I'm on my own. But in the team atmosphere, I tend to do better because I need that rest. With a little bit of rest, I can really excel. So I've been working on aerobic capacity with James, really try to build my aerobic engine. It's what I need to be an individual athlete in this sport.
And you've lost a few pounds since you moved out here now?
Yeah, just a few, though. Not as many as I'd like to. No matter what I do.
Danny Nichols, Colin Jenkins, I'm happy to have these guys on my block here in Scottsdale. I'm excited to watch both of you guys not only tomorrow, but throughout the entire season and definitely in 2013. We'll be rooting for you and cheering you guys on.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Man, I didn't get to get my other shirt.
Huh?
Gartrell, Hazelton, yeah!
Oh my God. All right. Good, straight.
All right, gentlemen, how's
on.
it going? Yeah, we're on.
We're on. Everybody saw me. Everybody saw you
live here at CrossFit Scottsdale, SICest of the Southwest.
Ready.
SICFit is in the house. We're bringing it to you guys, streamlining. Two of my friends here. I'm a competitor here in Arizona. These two guys are two of the top competitors in Arizona, two of the top in the Southwest. Chris, I believe you placed 20th at regionals this year?
Something like that. 19th. 19th.
Shaun, 17th?
Yep.
So, you got two guys, hometown here in Arizona, competing, training together. Do you guys know each other?
We know each other from events, from CrossFit, things like that, yeah.
Okay. But haven't really trained together?
Not yet. I haven't got the opportunity to train with him yet in Tucson, but we probably should get over there and get after it a little bit.
Okay, good. So what exactly is your mindset the night before a competition going into something like this where the WODs have already been posted, you know what you're doing, maybe something's up your alley, maybe something's not, but where does your mind go for the rest of the night?
I just try to visualize the first movement. You know what I mean? The first thing, like tomorrow, it's one clean. I got to make one clean. After that, it's to the wind. Maybe a second one, maybe a third. Then we got to row and do some burpees. But it's one at a time. Can't think of anything else. One at a time.
I've thought about it all week, so I just try to just relax.
And you guys are you live pretty close, Shaun, so you're staying at home. Chris, you are in a hotel?
We are in a hotel, yeah.
What hotel are you staying in?
We're at the Hyatt. We're right across the street. So I'm going to sleep in between WODs, go back, hit the hotel room type of thing, try to get off the concrete floor at the convention center.
Who will you be listening to in your iPod tomorrow warming up? What's your playlist looking like tonight?
2 Chainz, for sure. 2 Chainz. I'm really on Kanye right now, Click. You know what I mean? I really like that song a lot. It's a little harder. Try to keep it less dubsteppy because I was really into that for the last year. Trying to listen to some rap, you know what I mean? Keep it good. I have All Eyes on Me, Tupac is on there, some old stuff. But just try to keep it low-key, keep it relaxed.
Shaun, you don't faze me as a 2 Chainz kind of guy. What might you be listening to in your iPod?
I listen to Shooter Jennings. And some rap.
I like it.
Yep.
Okay. And fuel, hydration, what does tonight look like? You guys taking baths in any kind of fish oil or
beer?
What does it look like?
Beer. No, just a lot of water. Obviously, long day tomorrow, multi-day event. So I'm not going to be, I won't be drinking too much tomorrow or anything like that. I'll probably be a little stressed out. Won't eat a lot. So I'm going to try to eat as much as I can tonight and just get ready for tomorrow. Live off cortisol tomorrow.
Sweet potatoes, bacon, chicken, anything like that.
All the above.
You go to during a one-day workout like that?
I'll definitely throw in some sweet potatoes, some puree, something like that. Chocolate milk has always been my go-to during the day. Sugar, carbs, everything I need there. Keeps me going.
And let me take a second here, Chris. You're one of the smaller athletes at regional level, 183, 84 pounds.
Not even close, but thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. I've been lifting a little bit. I'm about 170, 171. Yeah, super light guy, actually.
One of the most explosive athletes I've ever seen. He's got some great videos on SICFit.com. Tell us how your size may benefit you on something like the chipper in workout 3.
Oh man, I'm going to get over those walls, no problem. You know what I mean? Handstand push-ups at a deficit aren't a big deal for me. Obviously, double unders, is going to be a big deal. And I've gotten to the point where, I'm comfortable moving weight. But as before, it was always a problem with me for a year, about a year ago. But I'm at that point where I can, successfully manipulate the kind of weight that's going to be in workouts. I'm definitely not elite with that type of weight yet, but 225 snatch is an everyday thing for me now, and I'm teetering on that 315 clean. So I'm getting there. I'm comfortable with that now.
Awesome. And Shaun, you're coming off of a win 2 weekends ago at the Garage Games down in Tucson. How does that feel going into another comp coming off of a win?
It feels good. Got a little more confidence just knowing I can do it. So.
Excellent. Now, is there anything else that you guys would like to share? Maybe some kind of secret training tip? You put honey in your coffee, or you may drink goat's milk, anything like that?
So I do definitely get a little bit of goat's milk from now and then. We got some people who have farms in Tucson because it's pretty much it's kind of Mexico. It's right there next to the border, so we got a lot of rural people down there. So definitely do a lot of that. Get eggs. I probably have the best eggs in Southern Arizona. If you ever want some, I'll bring them up, work out with you a little bit. But we just diet's as clean as it can be right now. You know what I mean? Coming into something like this, don't want to waver off of that, do something a little bit different. But I do actually, I'm a loose paleo type of guy. I like potatoes, I like starches, things like that. You gotta get that. You gotta get that in you if you want to be strong. I'm a little guy. I need rice, sushi, things like that. Love it all day.
One of the most important questions, I got to stop here for a second, Chris, that a lot of people have asked you is, will you wear a shirt at all tomorrow in any of the workouts?
I'll have it on for a second. For a second, I will. We got some new shirts from CrossFit Works. We're all going to be repping them. Gold, you guys are going to like it. You're going to like it. We kind of thought of you when we put them on. You're going to like them a lot, but that will come off real quick. Real quick.
And Shaun, I know you pretty well. I've competed with you a couple times. You are definitely a pretty low-key guy. How do you turn it up when it's time to go?
I just got that switch, I think, when it's time to go. I like to compete, so.
And does your football background have anything to do with that?
Definitely.
Where did you play, and how long did you play for?
I played 4 years at Western State, Colorado.
What position did you play?
Outside linebacker.
So you got that mindset when to turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah.
Awesome. Chris Gartrell, Shaun Hazelton here, two of the top CrossFitters, not only here in the state of Arizona, but in the entire Southwest region. We look forward to watching you guys compete tomorrow and all year long.
All right, thank you.
All right, SICest, we are live here streaming inside CrossFit Scottsdale. SICest of the Southwest is going down tomorrow. I'm here with a guy who you should know if you're into world records or you're into box jumps or you're into CrossFit. Ryan Moody, welcome. How's it going, man?
It's going well. I can't complain, so I'm happy to be here and have this opportunity.
Awesome. So, people don't know who you are. Most of them should. Who are you? How on earth do you jump high boxes? And how do you break world records doing it?
Okay, fair enough. So I came across box jumping actually using it as therapy for double knee surgery. And I use box jumps and CrossFit to help improve my jumping ability. I've always had a good ability to jump. I can dunk. I can almost 360 dunk. But box jumping was something new, and I excelled really quickly. So I continued to train for it. And I actually use majority of CrossFit to be able to reach the heights that I do. Other than that, I have the xwad.com, which is all explosive training, and I give everyone my secrets on how to jump higher, run faster, lift heavier.
So double knee surgery, world record holder in the box jump. Which one came first?
The surgery.
Okay,
so no bionic knees or anything. Yeah.
So for those athletes or doctors maybe out there who say that you shouldn't jump on things because you got bad knees, beg to differ.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, how does the world record thing go down? I mean, I've seen Robin Big. I've seen the most bananas eaten in a minute.
Yeah.
I've seen the most trip flicks done. How does it work for somebody to break those world records? Do you call them? Do they call you?
So it's actually a pretty interesting process. There's a few different ways you can do it. When you've seen Rob Dyrdek do it, they actually pay a certain amount of money to get a representative to come from New York for Guinness to educate everything. And it's a really quick process, but it costs a good pretty penny because you pay for everything they do. So the other way, or the poor man's way, if you will, to do it is you set up 2 different cameras. For my jump, it was 2 different cameras. One films in slow motion. You have to just set up everything just right. You have to have a government official there, and you have to have people that are representing the community that can say, yes, that was good, like a notary or a mayor, if you will. So it's kind of an interesting process, and you wait a long time to find out even if it made the cut.
So 6-time world record holder. Could you explain those 6 times, or did you break the record 5 times after? How does that work?
So there are actually 6 separate records for the most part, but I have broken records again and again since. So if you were to look at it that way, it's more like 12 or more.
Wow.
I've got it for the highest standing box jump. My current PR is 63. I'm working with Louis Simmons on something that I'm not going to let anyone know the height, but it's pretty impressive. I'm excited about it. I'm the youngest human to jump and land their own height, and actually the first ever to do it.
The youngest human to jump and land their own height.
Yeah.
Does it say that on your business card anyway?
I should probably get it on there, right?
Yeah.
Make it a little bit better.
That's pretty amazing. And I know most of the guys at home probably don't know this, but you got sick. You were down for a couple days. You competed a couple weekends ago. You're back. You're not quite 100%. So you're competing tomorrow. You flew in, first of all, from where?
No, we actually drove from Salt Lake. Yeah,
drove from Salt Lake City. Okay, is your girlfriend here?
Yeah, she's not here. She didn't want to, get me too nervous or anything. So she's watching online.
Excellent. We have a question from one of our viewers here. This question comes from Jenna in Wisconsin. If a non-CrossFitter came up to you and asked, what's your best advice and strategy for continuous growth in highest box jump, what would you tell them?
You know what? All the science and everything aside, the biggest gain I ever saw from improving my box jump was in my deadlift. I went from a 425 to a 525 deadlift in just over a year, and gained about 5 or 6 inches off of my jumping ability. So having that posterior chain really loaded helps quite a bit to get up there.
Wow, up 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And how old are you?
27.
27. Fans, viewers at home who want to find out more about Ryan Moody, tell us a little bit about your website and what it is that you do.
Okay. So a few things. The website is my way of giving back to the fitness community and saying, look, this helped me to be successful in something I wanted to do. If fitness is your thing, this can help carry you forward. And I just laid it all out there for everyone. I also do motivational speaking. I speak across the country, and I speak at schools primarily, some business functions, and I speak on inspiring people, helping them believe in themselves, and helping them to succeed at their endeavors. Other than that, I help produce apparel actually worldwide now, for CrossFit gyms.
You guys heard it here. Ryan Moody, world record holder, entrepreneur, lifestyle coach. What don't you do?
I haven't got my bachelor's yet. Still working on that one. It's been a few years. I should probably have a doctorate by now. But.
And tomorrow we've got 3 separate workouts.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most of the 3?
You know what? So first to answer that question, I got to say I'm looking forward to working out with some of the top CrossFitters ever. Some of the ones at the games, and so that's definitely first. Normally I'd say clean and jerk because I'm a lifter by heart and by trade, but I think the deadlift sprint one because my wheelhouse is in quick power, and I think that's where I will excel.
Number 1 athlete you want to watch tomorrow?
Oh man, that's tough. I think it's probably a tie between Ager and, you know what, Ryan Fischer. Used to go to the University of Utah. The guy's an animal.
Fish, you guys heard it. Ryan Moody's waiting for Fish to go out hard tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you for your continued efforts in the community. We look forward to watching you not only jump and crush world records on box jumps, but just continue to motivate and inspire people all over the world.
Absolutely.
Ryan Moody, thank you.
Thank you.
Melissa, right here. I don't think so. The two ladies, one Anthony and Luke.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
We're sharing the mic here. And you guys are live right now.
Oh my God.
Surf City's in the house. Let's start out by saying that. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Nice little drive, 5-6 hours.
Pretty much.
Not too bad. Slept most of the way.
AM radio.
Techno.
Techno.
Courtesy of that big rat over there.
Dubstep or techno?
Yeah. Driver had the choice. So.
Who drove?
The big rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, over here.
Okay. All right. So we got two Popovich sisters and a Campo. One of the Popovich sisters will become a Campo. So one Popovich sister left and two Campos.
And no brother.
Or a third Popovich.
Third Popovich. Do we have a wedding date yet? Because that's what people really want to know.
No.
No. We have a location.
Location where?
Vegas.
Vegas.
So get ready.
We're going to Vegas right here. CrossFit wedding. I like it.
Right.
Date?
No date.
Okay, we won't talk about that. All right. So we're here, guys. You brought your team with you. You brought a crew. You brought some gear with you. Okay. Tell us a little bit about, first off, these wraps I have on. Who makes them? Where the concept came from, and how we can get them.
Early 2010, I was going to an ART guy, and he found some wraps on Muscle Driver, and what he did is he's like, hey, he knew she was making purses, so he's like, hey, I can't get these anymore, could you get them, can she remake them? So she did her thing, he's like, yeah, let's do them, and then ever since then, we were kind of dabbling for a while, but it's really picked up at the beginning of this year. It's just a cloth wrap that's wrapped around and tightens, you can adjust it on the fly, so...
We wear these. I wear them. Everybody on my competition team wears them. I've got 3 different color ones. We've got SICest branded ones. These are amazing. And when I first started CrossFitting, like most of my younger athletes, we didn't wear these. Now we can't lift without them. How do you feel that these will improve your game? And where do you go from here? What else can you do? Knee wraps?
We've considered knee wraps, sweatbands, all the accessory type things.
All that innovative stuff's in her department, so. But I mean, I've seen a difference in going from doing heavy push jerks or push presses without them and then with them. They just felt more comfortable and just you could focus on the lift better than just worrying about anything else. So.
All right, so we'll come back to gear and apparel and step into CrossFit and competing. Melissa, you're one of the top, and I will say that because I've seen you compete, one of the top female athletes in SoCal, which means in most other regions you would be the top. So where does your entire training go from last year? What did you learn competing at regionals with some of the heavy hitters, Lindsey Valenzuela, Kristen Cleaver, Andrea Ager, and come back from that and then give yourself a goal on what to do for 2013?
I've never trained for competition. I go to class, I do the workout that's in class, and that's it. So if and when I'm ready to compete for sure, then I need to train. And I need to listen to this guy because I haven't yet.
And this is your coach?
Yes.
Not
yet. Not yet.
And Malorie, how did you get involved in CrossFit? Obviously from your sister, she was in it first.
Well, when they met, Anthony had started his gym and tried getting me in, and I was so scared. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And then eventually, probably, I don't know, like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago I started going in and just being like goofing off, and then a year ago I started being serious about it. And, yeah.
And you did your first competition a couple months ago?
Yeah, a few months ago. And pretty scary, but it's pretty fun.
Have you beaten her?
Yeah, right. No way.
She's really good at double unders and pull-ups now.
Yeah, I like.
So the thing was, it was a complete turnaround. Like she was never. She would go to the gym with Melissa like years and years ago, and
I'm the
get on the cardio and then just go off and
like
I gotta
literally
go.
be on the elliptical for 10 minutes with a bright red face and be like, I gotta go home, I don't feel good. So, yeah.
And now she's getting up at 6 before class sometimes.
Yeah,
and
definitely life changing.
Yeah.
And those two are so inspirational. Melissa, incredible.
Let's talk a little bit about training and your training and more along the lines of your educational systems. Anthony, you have been doing CrossFit for a while now, and I consider you to be somebody who's very knowledgeable, not only in the sport, but in the training methods. You're wearing an OPT shirt. We've had a few athletes in here earlier wearing OPT shirts. Tell us about James Fitzgerald's training and how it has helped you become a better athlete and a better coach.
I mean, he's really good about identifying like what weaknesses and how to actually train the weaknesses and not always test the weaknesses. I mean, I'm not here to draw sides or anything. This is just my educational journey. You know, I dove straight into CrossFit when I got into CrossFit, learned as much as I could about it. When Westside came out, I learned about everything that was new and innovative. I started learning. So once someone introduced me to it, I dove right into it. And you know, what I found is that I had my background, my philosophy about balance in life and in training and then where that lies within everything else was it was real similar to what he was talking about. And as far as training athletes and doing that, like I was really trying to develop that, you know, without any coaching, as far as like someone coaching me to know how to coach. Like I was thinking those things, like, you know, when if someone's good at this and that, and like how do you get them balanced? What CrossFit's trying to get you to do, and I believe, you know, any system's better than no system at all. So I think I just believe that he's brought a lot to the table as far as in my life and my education. So, you know, I mean, I'm a client of his as far as, you know, he coaches me, and it's really developed, and it's brought me to a place in my training where I trained for happiness, not for competition, not for anything. It's my time. It's just my time to work on me, and you know, that's my purpose in that. So.
And you competed last week in the Optathlon down in San Diego. Danny Nichols, Nate Schrader. Tell us about that. I mean, if you look at that lineup of competitors, all those guys are beasts, absolutely beasts. What was it like competing at something like that?
It was great. I mean, just to see actually their mental game. I mean, you think these guys are physical specimens. I mean, you know, Nate Schrader and himself, you know, his mindset, what he shared with us was just, you know, he's got this mindset that it doesn't matter what comes at me, I'm gonna accomplish it. I'm gonna dominate or take over or anything like that. And you know, it's just really their mental game, and I think that's where they're the strongest. You know.
All right, let's talk tomorrow. You've got 2 athletes. How many athletes total do you have competing? 4 athletes. 2 Popovich sisters on a team.
Yeah.
And then 2 other guys on a team. Is this the first team event you guys have ever done together?
Yeah.
Awesome. Family members watching from home. We're going to be streaming this thing live on SICest. Anybody you know, maybe you want to give a shout out to, grandma, grandpa, your high school math teacher, anything like that?
I was going to say all our you know, Surf City our Surf City studs and studettes back home. Just kidding. So. Yeah.
No, everyone at the gym super supportive, and they're excited. For me, more so Malorie and Shaun and Shay. It's Shaun's first competition as well. So everybody that's been supporting us, thank you, and we'll do the best for you.
CrossFit Surf City, I've known you guys for a long time now. As affiliate owners, I've seen you grow as we have as well, and I
always love watching you guys, and definitely having you come out here to Arizona and competing with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Feeling underdressed here, ladies.
You can't see anything.
I went with the spandex. I should have put on like
all
my
they can see is like right here. That's fine. Fourth row. Look at you. Look the same as me.
It looks normal, right? I'm glad I put on a necklace.
Hold on my shirt. Okay. There you go.
That makes me feel a little better. You look like a slob. I look underdressed.
All right. Welcome, ladies. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. I'm here with Dr. Lindsey Mathews, Tiffany Hendrickson, and of course Andrea Ager. SICest of the Southwest, coming at you live from CrossFit Scottsdale. I have the pleasure, with my wife's okay, to be interviewing these three ladies, and I'm very excited to be here with them. Ladies, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
A few flights, a few drives. Anybody drive? We got 2 drives and a flight. You guys feeling okay?
Yeah.
All 3 of you guys are competing tomorrow, right? How are you feeling going into tomorrow's competition?
I feel good. I got to think, I had a long flight, and so I had like probably 8 hours today, just like stuck at the airport, to think about how I want to do tomorrow. So I was just thinking about the workouts all day, and I was just getting really jazzed about being here and just so excited to compete.
So let's stop there for a second. You flew in 8 hours. Where'd you come from?
LA.
8 hours?
Oh, like transfer canceled, like delay, like miss another flight, like layover, blah, 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 like all this stuff. Lost my bags. Big catastrophe. I'm wearing his wife's clothes.
So one of the questions asked by one of our viewers was, what happens if United Airlines does not find your bags?
I was like, I can't wait to clean and jerk tomorrow in this. No, I'm just joking. No, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I can borrow stuff and whatever. I'm not worried about it. But I had a carry-on. All I had was a pair of pajama pants and then like I don't know, like a book and then like my log journal for my workouts. I was like, that's not gonna help me tomorrow. So we'll see.
It's about being prepared for anything, right?
Right. Well, what's the single most important thing in that bag that you cannot live without?
Oh, my Oli shoes. My Oli shoes, for sure.
What kind of Oli shoes?
Red Adistars. Yeah, I really like them, and I could borrow someone else's, and that'll be fine. But I just I like the feeling of being prepared and like going into it with like your mental game ready.
Tiffany, I've seen you compete at the OC Throwdown last year, the first time I saw you, where you absolutely killed it. I've seen you compete at regionals. You're one of the smaller athletes, although you are exceptionally well at gymnastics. How have you increased or really worked on some of those goats' weaknesses and maybe some of the heavier lifts?
We brought in a new Oli coach, and so I've been doing that about 3 times a week and seeing a lot of improvements. And then also just squat cycle after squat cycle, if you can't tell. Come on. I'm feeling like a bigger little girl. So it's good. I feel strong. It's just finding that balance now. You put on the strength, and then it's finding, your metcons and your speed again. So it's always constantly going back and forth. And I like that challenge. But it's been fun. Like at first you start working on your goats, and you're like, oh, I hate this. And now you're getting in a better spot when you come to love it, and you get back to like more of the sprinting stuff, and you're like, I don't want to do that. So it's becoming something that I've embraced more now, and I've been enjoying, and so I'm hoping to be able to see a difference with the strength and all that.
How many competitions do you have planned between now and the Open?
Honestly, only 3. So I'd like to do more, but it's about balance. For me, I have a family, so I have 3 kids, and it's about juggling their schedule and my schedule and making sure everybody's happy at home. So yeah. I know you have 3 kids. Yeah, I got 3 kids.
Totally different story.
Totally different story. So yeah, no, I love to compete. I think competition is great for your training. It's great for you just in preparation, overall, everything. I think it's great to get out there. But I guess we'll see. 3 for right now.
And Dr. Lindsey, let me ask you a question, maybe more towards all the women out there. We've seen CrossFit empower so many women. We've seen them get stronger. We've seen them do things they've never done before. You work on some of these women. You work with Lindsey Valenzuela. How has working on them helped you improve your own training?
Well, they expect a lot out of me. They expect me to know the answers to everything and to fix something like in 2 minutes before they go out on the field or court or wherever. So I think we kind of match each other on expectations. So she believes in me and I believe in her, same with everybody else I treat.
Now looking at the lineup, looking at the competitors, okay, where do you see yourself after workout 1, A, B, and C tomorrow?
Well, I'm in the intermediate division, so I don't know, maybe middle of the pack. I just want to go out there and have fun.
What are you looking forward to the most tomorrow out of all the different tests?
Ooh, definitely not rowing.
Rowing.
I like lifting, and so that we'll just see how much I clean and jerk. I clean and jerked for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Okay.
I was just going to say PR. First time doing
the first time.
Okay, what about you, Andrea? Your competitions that you have planned, we know the OC Throwdown, we know you'll be there. You're doing SICest in the Southwest. What else is on the calendar for the remainder of the season?
I kind of live my life, I just kind of wing it, and it's really worked for me because it gives me that variance that I need to be able to be ready for anything. So if a competition comes up and I know I can do it, I'm going to sign up if it looks really legit and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do a lot of competitions that the girls that I want to be able to compete against are doing, and I really like that. I like being able to show up and know what's coming come sectionals and regionals in the games. So I really like to do that.
Ryan Fischer, Paul Smith, Danny Nichols, favorite?
Oh, if I didn't say Fischer, he would definitely kill me. He's one of my really good friends. I've watched him come a long way, and it was really cool when he started he was an Olympic lifter before, and then he found CrossFit, and it was really cool because he complained about a lot of this that Oli lifters complain about, like grip, like holding on the bar and doing multiple reps in a row, and he got like way better at everything, and it was really cool to see him be like as elite as he is now.
Do you guys have any nicknames?
That we want to admit?
Yes. Any nicknames?
You can ask them.
Missile.
Hot pants.
Hot pants. Missile, hot pants, and
Ager bomb.
There we go. Excellent. One of the questions we did have from one of the viewers was, will you marry me, from John in Tucson. He's also the same person that asked, what will happen if you get your bags back from United Airlines? I will let you answer that another time. If you have any other questions, not only from anybody online, but from anybody in the fan stands of any of these three athletes. Mr. Kane.
Okay, this one for the podcast. If you had to walk against a duck-sized horse or 100 ducks, or horses the size of ducks, what would you want against?
Is that Eddie's question?
So I will repeat the question. If you were to mud wrestle a small mini horse or 100 small horses, which one would you be?
A giant duck. The size of a horse.
Any other questions pertaining to horses or ducks out there?
CrossFit? Anybody?
Shirley, yes. Nothing.
What is BirthFit?
Good question. A lot of people out there would like to know what BirthFit is and how you got that entire program started.
Well, I founded BirthFit earlier this year, and it's a program designed to empower and educate women to help them create life, basically clear up the gray area there is in pregnancy. So it focuses on chiropractic, nutrition, and fitness. And I've partnered with a girl, Kat, out of Austin at CrossFit Central. And so we're putting together, we had our first seminar that covers anything from like mental prep, modifications for WOD, nutrition. I'm also a partner with the whole 9. So we cover everything you could possibly want to know about pregnancy. And yes, you can work out when you're pregnant and eat paleo.
You guys heard it here first. Not only are these women beautiful, they're smart, but they can clean and jerk a whole lot of weight. So we look forward to watching all three of you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. The best of luck.
Thank you.
Throwing up gang signs the whole time.
Are we already on film?
Yeah, we are on. We are live.
This is live?
This is live. This is live as it gets. Yeah. What's up, SICest? I'm here with a couple amazing athletes, coaches,
And it's very cramped.
and people here. Ryan
Everyone's so
Fischer,
swole.
Justin Flynn, Kenny Leverich, SoCal Spinus. How you guys doing?
Good. Cool, dude. Awesome.
We had Paul Smith on, but he just drove in and he had to get back to the hotel for his kids. So we wish Paul Smith the best of luck tomorrow in his competing. How are things going for you guys in SoCal? Let's start with Coach Justin. You have opened another affiliate. This affiliate is for competitors.
Yeah.
Tell us how that entire vision started and what is your goal with it?
I saw, like in CrossFit, I saw that there was emerging better athletes all the time in my gym, you know, and they really wanted to do extra work outside of the normal WOD, and just the regular WOD each day wasn't enough to support like what they wanted to do, you know, extra Olympic lifting, powerlifting, gymnastics work, and we wanted to open a separate facility just for people that wanted to compete in CrossFit. So we looked around for a long time, and we looked out with the spot across the street, you know, 4,000 square feet, awesome building, and at the same time, Ryan here decided to come down and join our group. So Ryan and Kenny are going to be heading up that new facility, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be sick.
That's pretty awesome. Do you have a name for this place yet?
Not yet. No.
Still working
still working on it.
A lot of people
I don't even know the name.
question.
He won't even tell me the name.
I have some names. I have some names in my head, but until I finally decide on one, I don't want to put it out there.
Have you heard any names yet? No, we haven't heard anything yet either.
It's top secret stuff.
Yeah, you guys are all in the same boat as us.
As an
I don't know
affiliate
why.
owner, I completely understand the importance of having not only good coaches, but good competitors. With these two guys, you have both. How does that make you feel as a business owner going into another year of CrossFit as an affiliation, having two guys like this on your back?
Well, having one CrossFit Games athlete, I mean, is like an amazing thing, you know. Kenny walked in our doors like 2 years ago and never CrossFitted before. It's kind of a diamond in the rough, you know. I think that getting someone of Kenny or Ryan's caliber to just come into your gym, there's a lot of luck to it, you know. So having Kenny turn out to be, as amazing as he is, it was pretty cool. And then getting Ryan to come down, I think that Ryan saw the possibility of being able to train every day with Kenny, and he knew that was going to just make him that much better. And so getting him to come down from Los Angeles was really a no-brainer. So.
Now, not only are these two guys coaches together at the same facility, but they're also roommates. Who's got the top bunk?
I think if there was a top bunk, he would definitely be on the top. We have our own rooms for sure, but Kenny's definitely the Will Ferrell, I would say, of the.
I think probably more the adventurous one, so the top bunk would be mine for sure. I probably would have jumped up there so quick.
Now I saw. You got these guys surfing, or you got Fischer surfing the other day.
Sure. Yep.
Is that an important part of having fun? I see so many things out of your affiliate where you guys just look like you're having a ton of fun. Tell us about that. Is it one person or is it just collective?
I think that we're so lucky where we live. I mean, our box is like a mile from Newport Beach, the sand, great waves, beautiful weather, and like where these guys live, it's literally like a block from one of the best waves in all of Southern California. So when they're not CrossFitting, they're like swimming in between the jetties in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
And we just have to pinch ourselves every day because we're just so lucky where we live. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Fish, let's start with you. You placed 4th in the SoCal Regional last year, and a lot of people are wondering how much that motivates you. And not just from a motivational level, but how hard was it for you to watch the games? And how hard is it now to even see the games on ESPN knowing you were that close?
Actually haven't seen the whole games yet. I only actually watched the events that Kenny did good in. and that's
which was the obstacle course? That was
which was the so I saw that one quite a few times. And then I actually didn't watch the whole thing as much as I did the previous year, because I was a little bittersweet. But the drive,
I almost don't even think it's more than I had before I went in. I think it's like I'm always pretty driven. Anybody who meets me, I think, knows that pretty off the bat. I can self-motivate myself pretty well. And, yeah, I mean, I love the sport. I love what I do every day, so you don't
I've
have
spent
to.
a couple days with you in the gym. I
Yeah,
think
you
you
have.
worked out more than I drank water throughout the day. I counted 6 times before noon. What does a
I do work out quite a
regular
bit.
training week look like for you? Days on, days off, multiple sessions. How much of this are you doing in the ocean, in the mountains? How much is in the gym? Tell us what a week looks like.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't do all that much, so I'm just going to let them answer that one.
Not true. Okay, so I think Ryan rolls in at what, about 8 o'clock?
Probably 8 o'clock.
8 a.m. And I think he does like 2 workouts in the morning, and then he usually go home and he'll cook like a pound of grass-fed beef, maybe 2. If the weather's nice, him and Kenny will go like on a 1 mile ocean swim, and then he'll roll back in the gym maybe around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, hit another couple workouts, go home, relax, and then come back in the evening maybe around like 5 or 6, and then hit maybe 1 or 2 more workouts in the evening.
And,
So
yeah.
5-6 workouts a day for him is pretty standard.
I saw a video of you online a couple days ago flicking a kettlebell in the air where it looked like somebody had hit fast forward on the video camera.
That was barbells for boobs.
Barbells for boobs.
Yep.
How many competitions are you doing between now and the Open?
Really just like whatever ones look like they're a good time, whichever one catches my eye. I had a really good time in Miami. That one was pretty fun. And this one I've been looking forward to for a while. So I'm excited for this one. And
You're going to do the Outlaw one in
December?
December?
I got invited out to the Outlaw Open, which is in December.
OC Throwdown course?
December 3 or 4, yeah. And then we have that one, the OC Throwdown, and then after that there's something called Wadstock. Yeah, it's a Spartan race and a CrossFit event combined. So you're actually doing like a 9-mile obstacle course race, and then the next day is a couple days of CrossFit. So I was like, that's perfect. That sounds like something I want to do.
You won a paycheck a couple weeks ago at BattleFit. You got $3,000 on the line today. All of a sudden now, guys are starting to make money.
Yeah.
And how does that change not only your own training, but just change the way you're looking at this thing moving forward? All of a sudden now, like the PGA, I might be able to make $20,000, $30,000, maybe even $50,000 a year competing all over the country, all over the world. How does that just raise the entire game and the entire sport in your perspective?
It makes it feel a little bit like more professional. Makes me feel like people care a little bit more about what we do.
Yeah.
I feel like. I mean, it's not enough money for me to get crazy about it. You know, it's not like, oh my God, all of a sudden I'm rich, I won $5,000. But it does, like, it makes it, I feel more of a professional athlete more than just like I'm having fun in the gym. It gets a little tiresome when people ask you what sport you do and you say CrossFit and they say, what's that? And that just kills me sometimes. And I'm just like, oh man, like I wish you knew what I did because I trained so freaking hard. And like your favorite athlete is one aspect of what I do. Because put all your favorite athletes together and that's what I have to do. So
I think the money really legitimizes the sport for these top athletes because I mean they do work so incredibly hard and they put so much time in. I think the money, even though it's not a lot yet, I think it really for them legitimizes and gives them a reason to keep coming into the gym and keep hammering the wads every single day.
Kenny, we've seen you grow. I've seen you grow. Competed with you Southwest Throwdown a couple years ago. Watched you on the games, man. Absolutely love you, not only as an athlete but as a person.
Sure.
What's going on, man? We hear rumors you might have gotten hurt. You got hurt maybe doing some funny things. What exactly happened?
Yeah. So about that, 2 weeks before the games, I decided to just jump in on a workout and.
Oh wait, stand by. Hold on. Wait. Let's talk about exactly what workout he decided.
Yeah. So okay.
He decided to jump in cold to King Kong.
440 deadlift. No warm up. That was what he decided. Okay, go on. Keep going.
All right. Okay. I learned my lesson. Well, in doing that, I figured out, I had a couple friends come to the gym that day, and they decided to do that workout. I had never done it before, so I was like, hey, perfect opportunity. I'm kind of like, I've trained really hard at this point. I'm probably in my best shape I could possibly be in leading up to the games. What the heck? I did like 5 deadlifts, and I was like, ready to go. And
2 weeks out from the CrossFit
I
Games.
wasn't even planning on working out that day. It was technically my rest day. But I was just so excited to have a couple friends there, and the environment was good energy, and I really wanted to do that workout, so I just kind of jumped in on it. I ended up hurting myself. Took those 2 weeks off. Felt really good. I got some massages and got worked on a couple times before leading up to it, but felt really good leading the first 2 days. Wednesday was fine. Friday was fine, but it was when I did the sprint on Thursday that I re-pulled it, and then it was just
the rope climb.
Yeah, it was all
push.
It was all downhill from there. The clean ladder, that's when my piriformis gave. I just felt like a pop, and it was just a constant struggle battle at that point. But I didn't want to show it just because I knew there was a lot of people that would have loved to be in my position, and I just did as much as I could to just push through it and fight and represent SoCal the best I could. But obviously now from my mistake, lesson learned, I'm healing from it, and I just I'm looking forward to getting back into it soon, and being able to train with Ryan and allowing us to both push each other and make it to 2013. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2013, hopefully.
Justin, you do programming for your entire affiliate.
Yeah.
And you do separate programming for your advanced athletes than you do beginners, all-level classes, things like that.
Yeah.
When did you make that switch? As an affiliate owner, it's always a tough thing to be able to program for a beginner, somebody who's been doing it for a little while, and of course, maybe a regional qualifier or games athlete.
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide to make that change, and how has that really made your gym more successful?
Well, I took over Kenny's programming maybe 2 months out of regionals.
Yeah, it was 2 months before sectionals.
Yeah, I think I didn't work with him one-on-one before because Kenny's so naturally talented. He's probably the most talented CrossFitter I've ever come across. Up until maybe 3 months out of regionals last year, he would come in 3 days a week, didn't really take it seriously, and he still would beat anyone at any competition that he wanted to. But when I saw that he really was going to focus and he really wanted to go to the games last year, that's when I said, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it. And I took him aside and I said, all right, I'm going to program for you, and I'm going to coach you, and we're going to take this all the way. And we did. It was serious. We trained 5-6 days a week. I programmed for him. I stayed on top of him, and we were 1 point away from taking first at the regionals. And despite the injury, he still took 17th at the CrossFit Games. So I like programming. It's good. I really enjoy programming. I like programming workouts, but it gets tougher. I just started an apparel brand not too long ago. Phenom.
Yeah, sick.
So with that, 2 gyms that I'm running now, and just as you know, it's just a lot on my plate. So.
Let's talk about that play for a second.
Yeah.
OC Throwdown 2013. I was there last year. Insane, right? Absolutely insane. The lineup this year, I believe, is even thicker. Tell us about that. What is the goal for that competition? Not only on an annual level, but do you want to take it outside of OC?
Take it out of OC in what aspect? Inviting people from around the world to come and compete? Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have European athletes come. Chad McKay actually showed some interest. I emailed him, and he'd like to come, but I guess he was battling from an injury, so he said maybe next year. But with the Throwdown, yeah, it's our 4th year this year, and I'm pretty stoked. I think we have 20 games athletes committed to come and compete this year. We're really limiting the number of athletes. I think we only have 90 men spots, 36 women spots, and 24 master spots. So keeping it real small, and I just want to keep it real tight, enough time for the spectators to go and get a bite to eat between the workouts and then come back to see their favorite athletes. So Yeah, it's a lot, as you know, like putting a competition on, as you can see right now, it's a lot of work, but I think it's a big reward seeing everyone come and come to your event and do your workouts, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Fish, let's jump back to you for a second here. I've got you matched up with Paul Smith tomorrow, pound for pound. We wanted to do some comparisons with that. He's not here, but we're still going to match you guys up tomorrow. Who are you going to be looking over your shoulder at during the SICest of the Southwest tomorrow?
Paul Smith's definitely one of the guys that are up there. Colin Jenkins is here. I think he did pretty well in my region for regionals. I was looking forward to be with Ager, but I guess he's going team. There's a few other ones in there. Wayne Willette's another one from my region. I think he'd probably be pretty good. I didn't really get a chance to look over every single name.
All right.
I'm not going to lie.
Tomorrow night.
I didn't even know what the workouts actually were until like yesterday.
Tomorrow night, end of the day, you're on your way back to OC. You got a check for $3,000 in your hand. What's the first thing you buy?
Oh man, I got the $5,000 check like 2 weeks ago or something from the other event, and
Can I answer that question?
I haven't even touched it. I haven't touched it. I saved my money.
He'll buy a paddleboard, number one, and then the second thing is he'll go to Whole Foods and buy as much grass-fed beef as he can.
Did you see? I actually went to Whole Foods recently, and I tried to buy 100 pounds. And the guy looked at me and was like, "Is this for like a football team?" I was like, "No, it's for like my freezer." And I can like barely stand over the butcher counter, you know, because I'm more like 5'5". I'm like 5'5", you know. So everyone's like looking at me, and like I'm walking away with like they wound up giving me 50. They gave me 50 pounds. So like I'm walking away like freaking little hobbit, I guess.
Whole Foods might be a sponsor for Ryan Fischer right here. I got a question here from one of our viewers for Kenny. What suggestions do you have to settle nerves for a first-time competitor?
For a first-time competitor, the best thing to do is just, I don't know, just go at it confident and just trust in your own skills, all your hard work, and the time that you put into training. You shouldn't be nervous. You have a lot of great support. You're going to have a lot of friends and family there, so it's actually just a really fun, really like mellow environment. I know you're competing against a lot of other competitors, but it's just one big group of family just working out together. That's really all it is. And when that 3-2-1 goes, you really honestly don't think about anything else but what the workout is and your rep scheme and whatever your plan is about tackling that workout. So it's honestly everything else around you is irrelevant. It doesn't even come into mind. So there's nothing to be worried about. You honestly, it's the competition starts and then it ends in a blink of an eye. So just go at it and have fun. That's the best thing to do. Meet as much friends. Just help as many athletes, people as you can, and just be a good advocate for the sport. That's all.
Kenny Leverich, Justin Flynn, Ryan Fischer, SoCal's finest. Thank you guys. You are in a league of your own. We look forward to watching you guys, and thank you for your commitment to our sport.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
You and me, babe. Okay. SICest, what's up? Thank you guys for tuning in today. The first of its kind. We want to say thank you not only to all of our sponsors, but to everybody out there who has made this event possible. Of course, most people don't know exactly how challenging running an event like this is until you actually decide to do it. Right. I'm here with my good friend Kenny Kane, who when we first decided to put this event together, I said we needed entertainment, we needed excitement, we needed a personality. And unfortunately, the person we wanted wasn't available. So we called Kenny Kane, one of the best stand-up comedians not sitting at this table right now. I worked on this for a few hours last night, if you could tell, but I'm here with one of my good friends. He's a stand-up comedian. He's a CrossFit coach. More importantly, he's a human being. And I truly consider him to be one of my BFFs, if I can say that. I can say that because Ryan Fischer and Kenny Leverich were just up, and those guys are definitely BFFs. Totally. So I'm excited to have you here.
The camera off when they make out.
I'm excited to have you here.
What just happened?
That's how Kenny earned his piriformis, if you really want to know. I saw Kenny Kane walk into my gym a few years ago, and he looked like he was a Japanese tourist just taking pictures. And I was like, who is this guy? Has he signed a waiver yet? A couple minutes later, he tells me who he is, Kenny Kane, stand-up comedian, and he was a big fan of CrossFit, and he just liked taking pictures of things. So he told me he was in town to do a stand-up show. And, yeah, you know, I got my team together. I think we took 15 people to his first show. 3 years later, we've been at every show he's ever put on here. I've followed you. I've followed your career. I've followed everything about you. And I want to thank you for coming out here to Phoenix, our hometown, to be the MC tomorrow at the SICest of the Southwest. Kenny Kane is going to put on an amazing show. But let's talk more importantly about your team, who you brought with you, the special people that are in your life right now. Yep. And why don't you introduce them and bring them on out. Kenny, I'm going to let Kenny Kane take over.
Okay, I'd love to do that. And thanks, Luke. And good job, Luke. It's impossible to follow. Right now I want to introduce my A-team, Zach Goren, Corey Reed, Shirley Brown, and Niki Marek. And right now, in this SICest competition, we're actually doing something that hasn't been done yet. We've introduced blind amputee athlete Corey Reed to CrossFit. And a lot of adaptive athletes have been competing in a lot of different sports. Corey found CrossFit training for wakeboarding, and what else? Snowboarding. So about 2 months ago, he came to us and said, hey, I'd like to compete in a CrossFit event, and I want to compete at this SICest event specifically. So we're really blessed at CrossFit LA because we've got a team that really understands the context of giving of self and going beyond the sort of the selfish sport that CrossFit can be. We've got a group of people who really gets that we're better together than we are as individuals. So it was a very easy fit for us. The journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Watching Shirley and Niki work with Corey and Zach work with Corey as these months have progressed. In 2 months' time, with the help of these two ladies and Zach and our community at CrossFit LA, Corey's learned how to box jump, dumbbell under, snatch, clean and jerk, wall ball. Try that on one leg blind.
That one gets a little intimidating at times.
And now isn't always the best cue. We learned about that. But this journey has been extraordinary. I can't believe that actually we're on the precipice of it right now, and the team is going to be competing tomorrow. Now, as we got ourselves organized, a lot of people from our gym got sort of excited about competing as well. So we have a B team with Todd Spradlin, Matt Chipotle, we call him, Emily Hacker, and Kathy Beach as well. We have 3 of our gym members representing functional fitness on the Bluffs, Danny Leslie, Logan Gelbrich, and you saw her earlier, the chiropractor, and the mother of BirthFit, Lindsey Mathews. So we've got a big representation here from CrossFit Los Angeles, but I can't, as a coach, I really can't say, the last 2 years have been some of the most positive experiences of my life, and coaching these athletes, and some of them whom I just mentioned, has been I've enjoyed that more than my stand-up career in many ways, and now I find myself wanting to coach more than I want to be on stage, and I just can't wait for this group to compete tomorrow. And like Luke got up before me and did all the talking, I feel like an ass right now because I'm doing all the talking. Corey, I don't know if you want to say anything, or maybe Zach, or I know Niki tried to squeak out of this one. I will say this. I'd like to put the mic to Niki and Shirley. When we brought Corey in, part of the thing was with me in training team is I always start with trust as an emotional component to build teamwork. And part of that's from my SEAL Fit training and all that kind of stuff, but I also know that teams are better when you trust each other. So one of the first things we had him do is we banded sprints. And we said, Corey, run over there. And we put a rubber band around his waist, and we tied him to Niki and Shirley, and we had him run towards the wall. And I saw right then that we indeed had a lot of trust. And I'd like to kind of hear from the girls what you guys think so far of this experience. Shirley's competed in how many CrossFit Games? Shirley, 3? I'm making up. She's competed in 9 CrossFit Games. She's 117. She was doing it before the last one was born, and she invented the wall ball. But Shirley, what's your experience been training with Corey so far?
It's just been amazing, like a total learning experience. Like I've been doing CrossFit for 4 years, and it's always been fun and challenging, but one of the training things we did was a blindfold run around the block. And in fact, all 3 of us were together, like, blindfolded, running around the city.
And that was fun, because you guys started asking me questions. Like, so, what do you think about how should... I don't know about this.
Right. When you take away one of your senses, it just makes, I don't know, everything else seems... It takes life to a different level. Like
can we do that tomorrow, Luke? Naj, can we blindfold the competitors?
Even the playing field.
Take a leg out and see how they do? Do what? Take a leg out or blindfold them to see how they do? Oh, you heard it here. Naj said okay. So we'll go over to the judges' meeting in the morning. Cool. I'm the announcer. I can make that kind of adjustment. Sweet. Zach, what are your thoughts? You competed in the games 2 years ago.
I've been competing and trying to compete. Obviously seeing guys like Fischer and Kenny out here, they're very competitive. But it's been a journey for 4 years for myself, and to watch somebody over 2 months learn as much as Corey did, it's hard enough when you can see and you have all use of your limbs to learn the movements, to get not just the physical, but I think the mental aspects of CrossFit as well. And Kenny, that's something that you're really big on is. How do you get tough? How do you learn how to take yourself places that your body doesn't want to go? So it's been really interesting to see Corey as struggled not as a special adaptive athlete, but just as anybody else who's doing CrossFit is learning and getting excited and getting frustrated. So it's been kind of this interesting dual struggle in that Corey deals with things that are unique, but he also deals with things that are, common to all of us. Mm-hmm. And as someone who's been doing it for long enough, sometimes you get frustrated, and you've been in the grind for so long that you forget that you've come so far, and you've learned so much. And it's always interesting to see someone who's new going through those same things. And like I said, Corey struggles in different ways, but in a lot of ways, it's the same struggle that we've all gone through as we've kind of entered this sport. So it's really amazing to be a part of it.
No, and that's totally what I found, in the first, we did 8 weeks of intense training, and before that, my only CrossFit were like pull-ups, push-ups, and watt bike, maybe the rower, nothing, no Olympic lifts or any sort of gymnastics moves on the bar, rings. So I was
completely riding off Kenny's coaching in the beginning. And like Zach said, it was like at first I came in with that mentality, like, okay, I'm an adaptive athlete, and I put myself there, but 3-4 weeks into it, being in that community of the rest of the CFLA athletes, like, I found myself not feeling like an adaptive athlete. Like, they accepted me, they brought me in, and they started pushing me and just seeing me as a normal athlete. And I think that's kind of what Zach is touching on, you know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, my background is varied with sport, but when you see a room full of CrossFitters training with intensity, and then Corey walks in blind, we talk about this all the time. He senses things. He feels energy. And when the team is training hard and when sort of high-level CrossFitters are going at it, you can kind of smell that or feel that, if you will. And the smell of a CrossFitter really going in.
Sweat and chalk. And
it's a very unique thing. And so I think with Corey's experience, and I think with everybody, just watching him train with a group. Like the other day, we forget what part of our practice is we dedicate moments to goat development. And Corey had never really done a handstand push-up, and some of our bigger guys are working on them, and some of our ladies are working on them. I look over, and then Corey's like this, and he goes upside down and knocks out 5. And he'd never tried a handstand push-up really before. I was like, yeah, like that, I guess. Good. And then watching the progression of a box jump when we first introduced it to him, it was like literally a room full of people crying that he didn't see, but just trusting that a box was going to be under his feet when he jumped up into the air. And at that point, it was 8 inches. Fast forward then 7 weeks later, I've got a room of 20 people. I'm coaching them up. I look over, and Corey's just by himself assembled 2 boxes, now 2 feet high. I'm looking over and going, oh, mother and baby Jesus, stick this. He hits the first one. He's over there like, I got it. He's bouncing up and down, rebounding off the thing. And there's nothing more, we're a room full of competitive athletes here. It doesn't matter what your ability is or what your disability is. When you're connected and you're challenging yourself to the highest degree that you can, you're most alive as a human being. And I think that that's the thing that appeals to CrossFitters in general, and it certainly appeals to my group, and I know Corey watching them. So I don't know how to get out of this interview. I feel like we're really waxing sentimental right now. And I like to end with a good little zinger. But I don't know how to wrap this. Luke, do you want me to wrap this, or Naj? Or do you have any other? Are there any questions? I guess I should ask. Yeah. Okay. So if you're out there, if you're taking a look, you can catch us at CrossFit LA. You can catch me on my website, Kenny Kane's Positivity Project. What's up? More importantly, you can catch Corey at Ride with Corey.
Yep, Ride with Core.
RWC.
RideWithCore.org.
So we're going to set a little history tomorrow, so that should be kind of cool.
Exciting.
Yeah, really cool.
Cool.
So thanks for listening, whoever is. Right on.
Later, guys.
Later.
Cheers. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Good plan.
We got one more going on.
One more?
Here, follow me. Got my
shirt, and then I had a drink. I don't
got it. It is.
I don't know what I do with that.
Drop something?
No, my jersey.
I think you gave it to someone.
I must have.
All right, guys, if you're still out there, we got one more person. Logan Gelbrich, is that correct? Did I spell your last name?
Gelbrich. It's got a missing K in there.
More importantly, how did you land a doctor who's hot and does CrossFit?
You know what? Kenny Kane has something to do with that, believe it or not. Yeah, I met her through Kenny, so you know.
Awesome. All right, so you're not competing tomorrow. You're here more on business.
I am competing, man.
You are competing?
Let's do it all. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're competing and you're here on business.
I gotta go
That's awesome. All right. I didn't think we had a beginners division.
No, dude.
Kenny Kane got me going. I'm done. Let's be serious here. All right, Logan, tell us about the company. Tell us about the product. Tell us about what is it you want to do with Original Nutritionals in 2013.
Yeah, man. I started this company right before the games actually that Team CFLA competed in, and you know, I kind of want to change the world, man. I was really upset with the supplement industry. I was never a supplement guy. My partner, actually, Chris, has been in this thing for decades, and you know, it's funny because he always wanted to work with me, and I said, hey, that's cool, man. I just don't believe in supplements. And so he, long story short, came over to the gym to have an interview with me in a magazine on CrossFit, and he saw, you know, that fish oil was kind of around the spot, and he said, what's this? I go, man, that fish oil, man, I do it every day. And he goes, oh, I thought you were just a food guy. I go, fish oil's in there, you know. He goes, well, we can do this better than anybody in the world. So we're kind of going from this real food for fuel, real food nutrition kind of place, and you know, as an athlete, I think it brings some integrity to the industry, you know.
How do you say, or how can you try to bridge that gap between unregulated FDA supplements, which we really can't do anything about, to people who take one fish oil capsule a day? How do you and CrossFit and, of course, Original Nutritionals find a way to bridge that gap and get it in people's head that maybe we should be drinking fish oil, maybe we should be drinking a high-quality fish oil, maybe we should be drinking a high-quality fish oil 2 or 3 times a day?
Yeah, you know, this community is actually perfect for that because the cream really rises to the top. These people at any level, not just the best at the sport, you know, the people that are just in it for their lifestyle, they're intelligent people. You know, they seek out information, they look for what's best, and you can't sneak anything by them, you know what I mean? So I think we're in the right place where, you know, the people that we use to manufacture our fish oil in Norway, they started this whole thing, right? So the first omega-3 that was used for human consumption, these guys made it happen, right? So we're going for the best because that's what me personally and the rest of this community kind of expects, right? So we got a lot of stuff on tap. In December, we're coming out with our second product. The one you see here is Functional O3. Great price point. It's good for every single person walking the planet. Performance O3 is a game changer for athletic performance. Crazy concentrated. It's got like 1,900 milligrams of EPA and just 5 ml. Like, you know, we haven't seen anything like it yet. And then one more kind of surprise in the hopper that's going to kind of change things for endurance athletes, in-race stuff. You know, real food is our motto the whole way. So you're not going to see too many powders. You'll never see sugar from us. So it's clean.
I've got a bottle in the fridge here at the gym. I've got a bottle at home. But more importantly, I've got the little sample shooters that I can throw in my bag when I'm traveling. I can get through TSA with those too, which is even more important because that's the hardest thing when you're traveling is how do you take a pound of protein and a gallon of fish oil with you when you're going to compete somewhere else.
Yeah.
Really great idea and concept. Anything else like that coming from you guys that we should look out for?
Yeah, you know, that just kind of what I alluded to earlier, basically what we're going to do is it will appear in the market like goo, you know, those endurance athletes. We've got a product with, again, the people that do this better than anybody on the planet, coconut butter, cacao, coffee, that's it, in the sports kind of performance shooter deal, and we just make fat cool, you know, it's fat for fuel, that's
Making fat cool. You guys got shirts yet?
We got shirts, we got the whole deal,
that's
yeah.
Great.
So
that's
we're
great.
Cool.
Anything else that our viewers should know about fish oil? Obviously, we know the benefits of it. We know the basic benefits of it. I know what I tell my students and my clients is to help out with the anti-inflammatories. But what other purposes would you tell somebody why they should take fish oil?
Yeah, you know, the sports application is kind of the last frontier for this thing. You know, like, I don't know about you, but I heard about fish oil because my mom was like, hey, you need to, you know, I'm like, okay, Mom, like, I'm a baseball player or whatever it is, you know, like, you know, I don't need grandma's fish oil, right? But what we're finding is that it's a recovery tool, you know, and for me personally, I don't like to recover with stuff that doesn't look like food, you know, when you get into the powder thing. So the anti-inflammatory properties actually have a lot of sports application, right? So we kind of hit it hard in the gym, in this community especially, and you got to come back from that. Your training is only as good as you're able to recover, and so that's the name of the game.
That's a wrap. SICest of the Southwest tomorrow, October 20th, 2012. We've got Logan here. He's competing. His wife is competing. Excuse me. His girlfriend is competing. I've made 2 dating mistakes today. I apologize for anybody who's single or may not be single out there. Original Nutritionals, the supplement to take. Watch us live tomorrow streaming on SICfit.com. Follow your favorite athlete. Ask us questions. Post videos. Post comments. SICfit.com. Thank you. Peace.